What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Geeks-Stew, and today, guys, welcome back to another app review with Ike. So today, guys, we are reviewing an app called AdVenture Communist. So in this is a game. This, of course, is on iOS. I believe it's also on different Play stores, so just kind of check your Play Store if you have a different phone than iPhone. I do believe there is an Android app, if I remember correctly. But the AdVenture Communist is a game, of course, and I will open up that up here in a second. But a couple things about today's video that you may want to keep in mind is if you did like the video, give us a like and a subscribe. And of course, if you would like to keep up with us, you can follow us on social media. That is in the description down below and at the end of the video. And as always, guys, if you guys want to join the Geek-Stew crew, let us know. We're always looking to expand our product. But let's get into the video. Alright, so we're going to open up the app here. You're going to see the AdVenture Communist, and the account ID is at the bottom. That's mine. If you want to do that, I think you can provide that to their tech support for various issues. But here we are. This is obviously, I'm advanced level. I'm pretty high in this game. I'm at level 53 right now. But this is basically what the game's going to look at when you open it. Obviously, it's going to be different. At first, you're not going to have all these levels. You're only going to have the potatoes unlocked. So we're going to kind of talk about these one by one, and we're going to go over that as we go through the video. So like I mentioned, when you start out, you're going to be shown just the potato farm. So the potato farm, obviously, I'm pretty high up, so you can see all the various things. But basically, what you're doing is that you have to buy farmers, and the more farmers you buy, you get more communes. The more communes you buy, you get freight. And basically, you start from the top and go down. So each one you buy, and then, of course, as you go down, it's going to unlock various different items. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but this is the potato farm. This is the land area, the ore, bullets, and placebos. So obviously, this is supposed to be a joke about communism. And that little plane that popped up there, that's just they're called airdrops. But basically, what that is that airdrops will provide you random gifts on occasion. But of course, what you do is the point of the game is that you want to buy each individual entity as much as possible to unlock the next tier. And eventually, as you unlock every tier, you're going to unlock different entities. So what I mean by entities is that you're going to start with potatoes, but you're going to eventually unlock your land. So at land, you'll start buying this, you'll start buying workers, which will eventually unlock everything else. And then the same thing with ore, and the same thing with bullets, and the same thing with placebo. So it's pretty straightforward. Basically, it's a idle game. So eventually, you'll get to a point, because right now, for instance, I have to buy nuclear plants as one of my missions. So you have to do these missions at the top to eventually rank yourself up to the next level. So there's another airdrop. And for instance, this one's going to give me more comrades, which is what we're about to get into. So I'm not going to do it because it plays an ad, but at the top here, you see this little guy where it shows the comrades, the little hats. And then this flag at the bottom here shows you how to generate more comrades. So to generate more comrades, you have to get more of each item. So for instance, you have to get more potatoes, more land, more ore, more bullets, more placebo, and you eventually unlock more comrades. So basically right now I generate about 146,000 comrades per second. And the point of that is to, over time, generate more comrades so that way you can generate more product. So right now I'm going to show you basically, I'm going to buy as much harbors as I can because I'm trying to unlock nuclear plants because that's what I have to do to get to the next area. So I do that. And so you'll see that I spent 1.2 billion comrades for about 600,000 harbors. So each of these are different. So for instance, the potato level, you can buy potatoes. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. But as you go along, that ratio gets less and less. Basically, you can buy less with your comrades as you go along. Basically, that's to say that the higher the level is harder. Now, these are also these all of these things eventually can become automated. And what I mean by automated is that each industry has different items. So for instance, for your farmers, you have this character or this like supervisor for the farmers named Ringo Ringlet. And some of these are interesting. Like so for instance, this one is Mad Marks. So Mad Max, but Mad Marks because it's communism. Ricky Jay, so like kind of like Jay and Silent Bob. And so there are some different ones, like this one's Ernie Abe Normal. I mean, like they're just funny. They're just supposed to be funny little characters, like Mac Tuber. I mean, they're just supposed to be goofy little characters to help advance each of your areas. So one thing to keep in mind is that in this game, basically you have to use your comrades to buy things. Another airdrop. I'm not going to do it, but so each of these comrades can buy units of farmers, communes, or whatever other area you want. This is a very ad-driven game, so you'll see a lot of airdrops, and most of the airdrops require you to watch an ad. So if you don't mind watching ads, then you can definitely get yourself ahead by collecting a lot of airdrops, or you could do the 2 times boost, which is a propaganda boost, which temporarily increases all industry production power, and then you watch ads to do so. Or you can activate your propaganda boost without watching ads by getting the Supreme Pass, which is they do like a season pass for 30 days. So before we get into that, we're going to talk about basically what this is. So this is it's similar to mana, or I don't know what they call it. I should probably know that, but basically it's I think it's called science. So you use your science power to unlock and upgrade various characters. So for instance, if I wanted to use my science power to unlock another level. So, for instance, if I use my science power for this guy, he's going to go from moving 510 times speed to 10,000 or 1,024 speed. And also, anytime you buy one of these, it automates that product. So everything's automated. I'll eventually, if you get high enough up, you get to a point where they're not there. Because for instance, takers move super slow, because my character Captain D Drum is not high enough level for it to move very fast. Um, and of course, if you're going through here, you can click on these and you can see the various costs of the product and the different powers of the product, and then you can also upgrade from that point. So another airdrop, so you can watch for free comrades. I'm not going to do it, of course, but just to kind of show you guys how the game works. But that being said, that's pretty much the basics. A couple things to keep in mind is that you do have this. This is an operations area. So basically, these top 3 are timed. So in 1 hour and 38 minutes, I'll get 40 cards. And then down here, these are like missions. And you can actually unlock an extra mission if you get the Supreme Pass, but I don't want to pay money, so I don't do it. But this first one here is usually like a progress in your event. So the events down here, right now we're in what's called Power Underwhelming. Um, that's a 1 day event, but they do every week. There's 2 events. There's a 1 day event for Tuesday into Wednesday, and then from Thursday into Monday, there's a 4 day event basically. But then each of these, basically all these missions, you can do that, and it gets you progress towards the tiers. So the free tiers, you get basically these stone operation, basically all these I would call them boxes to give you more characters as well as more science. So in addition to the normal tier rewards, you can also see that there are the Supreme tier rewards. Obviously, if you get the Supreme Pass, you're going to get better stuff, as always. And then over here to the right, if you click on that little box, you can, of course, get the Supreme Pass. You can buy different boxes. Up here is the featured researchers. You can watch an ad and get a free researcher or researchers. And then, of course, you have these other options to buy with science or gold. Of course, at the top, you see my gold to the far right. And then you get your free capsules. You get one every 3 hours, I think, on your normal gameplay, where you can buy with gold. Down here are time warps. I don't usually use time warps on the normal game, but then you can use time warps on actual, what's the word? You can also use that on the events. The events is probably the best way to do it, because if you use it on the events, you're going to basically get more time, since most of the events are timed. But then at the bottom, you can also buy gold if you want, and then you can use gold to buy research, or science, I'm sorry. But now we're going to look at the actual contest, or the event that we're in right now, Power Underwhelming. So I'm going to hit launch event, and it's going to take me to the event. So when you open up the event, you're going to see my rank, and you're going to see my offline earnings of the 1.18 million there. So when you claim this is basically what I'm doing right now, as I'm claiming because I completed a task of collecting ore. So I claim the task / the crate, and it's going to give me all of this stuff. And then that's going to move my thing from 1 out of 5 to 2 out of 5 at the top. Now I can do that to get people, which I normally would. And you can see that I actually just got another one because I own so many coal plants. So I'm going to claim that, and that's going to move me closer to the next level. And now I have the 3 missions to upgrade cards, collect power, and collect cards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to go ahead and try and upgrade some cards. So the power, this is the power section. I'm going to increase this to the 300 to increase my character to get an upgrade. So it's going to upgrade them up. It's going to change that from 0 out of 3 to 1 out of 3. Now we're going to go back over here. So I can upgrade one of these, or I can go here to the little card button, and I can see what we have going on here. So for instance, this gives all of my industries the chance to produce resources, and this increases it to 28%, which I'm going to do. This is going to help me in the long run, because if I can get lucky chances, then hey, that'll work out in my favor. And then I'm going to do one more here, and I'm going to get him to the next level. And then boom, I can collect that, and it's going to give me some cards, going to give me some science and everything else. Another one, I'm not going to claim it because I don't want to watch the ad right now. But then that also got me to the point where I collected enough cards. So now I can claim this crate, and this crate's going to give me a bunch more, because anything relating to cards or upgrades is going to do good. But now it's going to show me that I ranked up. So when you rank up, you get new researchers. The researchers are the cards that I talked about. So since I ranked up, we're good to go. And now it's going to give me basically what I can get at that rank. Now, I'm not sure if this is the top rank, but I'm pretty sure the top rank in the 2-day events is rank 10. Typically, though, I end up around 7 or 8, and that usually puts me in the top 25%, because depending on where you end up in the event, it also will help to determine essentially what kind of prizes you get from the event, which can be good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and complete the Own Nuclear Power Plants event. I probably won't be able to do it in one shot, but I'm going to upgrade, buy some more coal plants, which is going to unlock nuclear plants, which will allow me to buy nuclear plants. Obviously, nuclear plants are right there, so I mean that's kind of where we're at right now. But for instance, if it's not automated and you don't have the researcher, it moves very slowly, and you have to tap it yourself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to collect this capsule. Hopefully it'll give me the researcher for the nuclear plants, and it did. So that way the nuclear plants will be automated, but it still moves pretty slow. So that'll eventually get faster as you go along. So now we're at a point where now I just have to wait for this to basically build up some power, because I have to wait for it to collect power. And I also have to wait for this to collect ore. And so once those collect ore and power, I'll be good to go. But for instance, I'm going to spend some comrades to increase my deep bore, and he's going to help me collect ore. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and do that, because especially since we're at the end of the event, there's no real reason to not spend your research. Typically, you want to save your research for when you need to use it. But for instance, right now, we're in an event. The event ends in 8 hours and 51 minutes. So you don't necessarily have to be super saving or savory, but you do want to make sure that you're using it to best enhance your chances of winning better prizes, basically. But so that's pretty much all we have to do. That's pretty much everything that you have to do with this game, and it's pretty straightforward, pretty fun. It's an idle game. I know sometimes idle games are kind of boring or whatnot, but it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys do want to play this game, like I said, check your app stores. The company that does this, which is Hyper Hippo, they do have other games. I think they have it's like AdVenture Capitalist and AdVenture Ages, I think. which is another one that they do. But they're all very much ad-based games, so if you are okay with watching ads, you're going to definitely get ahead in the game itself, because watching more ads is going to give you the ability to get more, basically more resources. But that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let us know in the description down below, or I'm sorry, in the comments down below, or give us a like and a subscribe, or hit us up on social media. You can find us on Facebook or Twitter. That's in the description and at the end of the video. And as always, guys, if you're interested in joining the Geek-Stew crew, let us know. Hit us up on social media. But as always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe, stay happy, stay awesome, stay healthy, and we will check you in the next one. See ya.
Hey, we can run away.